Good morning, everyone. I'm Dave. Welcome back to the wee hours where I suffer from periodic bouts of insomnia and play games to pass the time. Today we are playing Stellar Tactics. I am way into this game. I discovered it recently and absolutely fell in love with it for reasons that we'll go into as this series goes along. Let's, for right now, jump right into character creation. At the beginning of the game, you have the option of creating all 4 members of your party. To save time, I already did 3 out of 4 of them, and we'll go into a little bit of character creation on the 4th one. So we have 1 character left to create. Let's make this, I'm going 50-50 here, so this guy can be male. And I have decided that he is going to be the bruiser of the group. So let's give him a nice, tough-looking face there. And voice, we need something...
This could be helpful.
We need something...
Of course, you're lost.
Yeah, that's a nice tough voice. We'll go with that. So the stats for each party member are no surprise to anyone. Anyone who has even glanced in the direction of an RPG will find some very familiar territory here. Strength, agility, dexterity, endurance, charisma, perception, intelligence. No surprises. However, it's worth taking the time to read through all of these because what these abilities do is not necessarily what you would expect. So, for instance, agility in this game is actually a melee agility. It's for doing better melee damage, rather than what is traditional for like guns or dodging or something like that. Guns lives over in perception. That's the stat you want to boost if you want good gun skills. Charisma, pretty self-explanatory. There are factions to deal with, so at least one of your characters is going to want to have high charisma. Endurance, very self-explanatory. Dexterity, also very self-explanatory. It does affect sort of a large number of skills. Intelligence boosts how you learn skills, so that's always handy. But for this guy, if he's going to be a bruiser, let's give him some high strength and some high agility and a little touch of endurance. Here's the mistake I made initially playing this game. Don't get married to these stats. These are all very mutable. I assumed, because I played a lot of RPGs, that this would cap out at 10 and I was building a set build here. Absolutely not. At every level up, you are going to get 5 more points that you can dump into any of these stats. So I could take this guy in a completely different direction and just keep pumping stuff into intelligence and make him just really, really smart guy. But for right now, he's going to be a bruiser. Long story short, you don't have to get married to these stats. They are very mutable and very changeable as the game goes on. There's not a cap of 10. Next, we have 2 groups of 4 points that we can put 4 into combat skills and then 4 divided between these other sort of general skills. So if he's going to be a bruiser, let's have him getting up in one-handed melee. Let's give him 3 points of that and 2-handed melee just for giggles. Just in case we come across a nice little warhammer we can give to him. The rest of these skills, brutally honest, let me be clear, this game is still in early access. This is not a finished game. So some of these skills are not really going to be used right now. We are going to be doing, just so we're clear, we're going to be doing the Dauntless mission, which is the intro tutorial mission to this game. It really gives you a broad scope of what this game is about, and that's what we're going to be doing this series on. Many of these skills are not even going to come up. So I'm not going to focus on anything here. Piloting, weaponry, electronics, those are all for space combat skills. Targeting, mining, salvaging, pretty self-explanatory, especially mining and salvaging. That's just not going to come up with what we're doing right now. Hacking, however, will. Now, going through my other characters. P.S. This is what you need to know about me. When I do RPGs and I'm naming characters, I go one of 2 ways. I either go hardcore RPG, like, Tolkien-esque, dwarven, stout-face Mick Battlehammer kind of name, or I go in completely the opposite direction and just name them based on things that are within my field of vision at the moment. This is one of those times. So our leader is Carpet Post, and she is pretty high in charisma. She is the leader of the group, and I just sort of bounce some other stats around here, focusing her on perception. She has high rifles. She's going to be a rifle person. Dr. Kitty, because I was staring at my cat when I was naming him, and he kind of looks like a doctor. Bumped him up in first aid so he can actually be a doctor. Obviously increased his intelligence a little bit. Also his perception. He's going to be a pistols and SMGs guy. I love SMGs in this game. They just make such a neat noise. Saucepan Tea Leaf, and yes, that is exactly how I meant to spell that name. That is my version of Tea Leaf. I've decided that she comes from, Nordic, Icelandic territory. She's my little secret super genius, so she also has very high intelligence, and I put a bunch into hacking for her. She's going to be our little computer member of the crew. And then, of course, we're back to our bruiser. Let's name him something. What's right over there? My thermos and a dish rag. So he's Thermos Dish Rag. That is his name right now. And that, if I've allocated all my stats, nope, I've missed something. Oh, I haven't done these stats. Okay, again, these stats are largely unimportant, so we'll give him a little bit of first aid, just because that's always going to hurt. We'll put a little bit into repair. That's not really going to come up, but that's fine. Okay, that's our team. Let's go and do the Dauntless mission. Let's get this game going. And we are in cryo sleep. Such a staple, such a stereotypical place to start in a space game. But still, no harm in that. Nothing wrong with the familiar if it's done well. Why did I pick this game up? I was kind of looking for new games to play, and I love RPGs. That goes without saying. And when I was reading the reviews that other people had posted on this game, more than a couple of them said Baldur's Gate in space. And that is all I need to sign up for a game. That's fine. That's exactly what I need to sign up for a game. This is tutorial stuff. Yes, I'm going to exit out of this because I'm pretty familiar with this already. So what I found after playing it the first time is I would actually go a step further. I believe this is Baldur's Gate meets XCOM in space. And that's the point where I say, please take all my money. I don't want to do anything but play this game. Door is locked. I actually have to... It's been a little bit since I actually just started this game, so I actually have to remember exactly what to do. Oh, I have to use this. So, movement, you can go from party movement, or you can collect a single character eventually when we get through this little part and do single movement. But let's just get this going. Let's get out of this room. Dr. Ramus, hello, can you hear me? Barely, you're breaking up. Broken Junk, still having problems hearing you. That should do it. How about now? Oh, very good. I can see you now on the monitor. Much better. Exactly what is the situation? This is Dr. Ramus. You can call me Doc. I probably won't. I'm going to call you Dr. Ramus. Apologize for the abrupt arousal. We have a most unusual circumstance. Now, here's the important question. What triggered the emergency cryo-res? He did it. He triggered the emergency system. He has a ... problem, and that's never good. There has been a phage outbreak. Obviously, a disease of some sort has broken out. That's what an outbreak means. That's just sort of basic words there. Normally something we could handle, however, this time it's a little more complicated. We already know kind of what phage is. It's a horrible disease that turns people into zombies, in case we're all unclear on this. But what do we mean by complicated? More about that later. Are we fit? Any physical anomalies? How's my memory? It's difficult to remember why we're here. Okay, here we go. Likely nothing serious. I suspect over time you will cover. To answer your question, phage is a viral disease, quite deadly in more ways than one. However, a cosmic anomaly is the primary reason we are on this ship. I'll explain in more detail later. However, right now we need to get you prepared. I assume you remember your training. Yeah, for the most part. I did only play this game once. Let's get you equipped. There, that's what I want. Yes, please let's get us equipped, and we'll review the protocols later. Bye! Bye, Dr. Ramus. Something to take note of if you are going to play this game for the first time, don't take anyone on face value at all. Nothing is quite what it seems, and that was really neat when I played this for the first time. It looks like we can follow instructions. If the manual is correct, the lockers in this room contain your weapons and body armor. Fantastic. With some bits and bobs. Protocol documented. Yep, we'll equip ourselves. Got it. Yep, let's get cracking. Absolutely. Let's end this conversation and get some gear. Now, these lockers over here. Yeah, okay, Dr. Ramus, I gotcha. Data implants. The manual says the team has had implants surgically applied. Oh, that sounds fun. These implants receive and transmit data between squad members. The information is projected onto an ocular array, providing squad members with superior battlefield intelligence. That is just a really complicated way of saying we'll be able to see our characters and click on them. So, roger that. Once the implants are activated, I should be able to communicate with you, etc., etc., etc. And there we go. There's our heads-up display, and now we can actually see what we're doing and who we're doing it with. It burns. Yes, you will get used to it now. There should be chests or boxes with ammunition and equipment. You should gather as much as you can carry. We certainly will do that, and we'll head through the door when we are done with that. I do understand how inventory works, and I will talk through it as it comes up. So now, can we do single person? Yes. Now that we have our heads-up display, we can do a single person movement. So I can just have this person or any other character just go where I want them to go. And in going there, I can also rotate the arrow to give them a direction when they get there. So if I want them to face a certain way, they can do that. And let's see what's in the lockers. Any good gear? Oh, yeah, we've got ammo, we've got a health pack, almost called it a stim pack, excuse me. More ammo. Yes, take all of that. We'll look at the inventory in just 1 second. Just make sure that, we can get into there. Yeah, go get that box. Go get the box, find out what's in there. More ammo and more health packs. Okay, let's take a look at our inventory and see what we got. So, our first character has been equipped with, what do we have? A pistol and a rifle. Primary weapon, secondary weapon. We can switch between the two very easily. Again, this is an early access game, and this will come up more when we actually get some more weapons, because this is all we've got right now. P.S., this is a shared inventory, so if we go between all these characters, they all have access to that large shared inventory. Two things on the guns. I am, and I'm kind of flipping through this right now and confirming my own suspicions, that the guns you are given are basically whatever you gave high stats in during character creation. So our bruiser, we gave him high melee, and indeed he's got a melee weapon. So everyone gets a rifle, and then the other one is based on what we gave you as a stat, which is fine. Now, this may be a bug. This may be an unfinished part of the game, or this could be a game mechanic that I do not seem to understand, but I do not seem to be able to switch my primary weapon. I don't seem to be able to take this weapon completely out of here. We're basically stuck with this rifle, which is fine for right now, but, maybe, again, that might be a mechanic I don't understand, or it might be something that's just not finished yet. But that rifle does appear to be stuck there. But it is very easy to flip back and forth in the bottom left corner. We can just go back and forth between. Oh, she's got a good-looking pistol. Oh, we're using that. We're using that. And our bruiser guy, I want you to be using your knife. There we go. Okay, let's keep going. And Dr. Ramus is back as we get down the corridor. He's going to start at the beginning. We don't remember why we're here. Phage is one of the reasons. A virus so insidious that it destroyed the majority of life on our planet. This is why it's worth doing the Dauntless mission, even if you've already played the game. There's so much really neat backstory to the universe that this game is set in. We had endured wars between the great houses of our world for thousands of years. Climate change, plague, starvation. We finally succumbed to a tiny invader that mutated so fast our physicians and scientists couldn't keep up with it. Yes, please continue. Antigenic drift, our immune systems would fight and lose. Most curious, this strain of virus was different. It is as if it sought to meld with our physiology, symbiosis. Goodness, I'm challenging my vocabulary today. Yet it was unsuccessful, and the result was the destruction of the host. Fascinating way, yet horrible and deadly. The result was terrifying. He does go on and on. Long story short, Phage decimated the human race. Actually, decimated would be an understatement. It did a lot more than just decimate it. Within 20 years, he says it. Our planet was decimated. I would also say, Dr. Ramus, that's the incorrect use of the word decimated, as I just did. Cities overgrown. The only remaining law, the houses, they had retreated to their shelters, euthanizing any who showed signs of the disease and taking in those that could be proven immune. Grim days indeed. I would agree. So he tells us that we are, in fact, immune, or so we thought. So Ramus is immune. We are allegedly immune. Supposedly everyone on this effectively large escape vessel is supposed to be immune, but maybe not. The end result was a world with a bleak future, but we held on. Then something tragic and final occurred. An event so improbable and rare that it was inconceivable. Speeding towards our planet, an asteroid the size of a small moon. There was only one solution left, the stars. So, long story short, and I am going to skip through the rest of this, we're on a colony ship. We're on an escape colony ship, and there are others. And we have an outbreak of the phage on the ship. So, murder, We have a murder mystery already. That and a phage outbreak. Several of our crew members have been murdered, and others may be infected. I am locked in the bridge and only just stumbled across information about you while searching through emergency protocols. The ship is on lockdown, and I need your help to stabilize the situation. Who was murdered? 2 of my colleagues. I suspect more. I watched, now pay attention, this is going to come up. I watched Emily Jensen murder Jason Taft myself while we were in the living quarters. Mayhem after that. There must be survivors. Who is Emily Jensen? Dr. Jensen is our lead immunologist. And why did Dr. Jensen murder Jason Taft? That's a very good question and complicated. They greatly disagreed on the nature of a discovery we had made recently. So he has asked us to go kill her. That's his simple thing. He just wants us to go take her out. That and rescue any other team members that may be alive. So let's be clear. Don't take anything anyone says in this game at face value. And I'm going to tell you, Dr. Ramos, will decide whether or not she should be terminated. All right. And log updated, obviously, we have some very standard stuff. We can go to our log and we can look at the missions that we have, active missions, completed missions, and any data that we'll pick up along the way. Again, nobody is reinventing the wheel with this. It's just done super, super well. And I am a huge fan of this. I am quite surprised that this is this complete in early access. So what have we got here? We've got a terminal here. Let's see what's on the terminal. Override the elevator lockout. Okay, we can probably do that. What happens if we use this terminal? And we've done it. Great. All we have to do is hit those terminals. There's not going to be anything super challenging in this initial little corridor area. It is effectively a tutorial area. So, oh, we can get into this box. Anything good in the box? Check the box. Don't miss a box. Yep, ammo and health packs. Yes, please. And what's on this terminal? And this one? Just go ahead and hit everything. Just hit everything. Okay, we've done it. So we have overridden the elevator controls. The corridor on the far side of the bridge. When we get there, we're going to take the elevator down to the crew deck. We won't be able to get to the vats. That sounds eerie. The entry deck is locked down. I'm not sure what the problem is, but we can deal with it when we have more information. Yes, the vats. Basically, as a colony ship, everyone is being held in suspended animation in said vats. Each vat contains just over 260, which is an odd number, human beings, of 8 vats and 60 modules on the ship. That's a lot of people. Long story short, that's a lot of people. Okay, let's head to the next area. Through here. And Dr. Ramos is back. And we've got a body. Oh, goodness. And the viral symptoms are greatly accelerated over previous iterations. What is the problem? Kelly Masters seems to have acquired the virus. Oh, dear. See her just around the corner on my monitor. So Kelly Masters is basically a zombie. That's what phage does to people. Yes, the infected becomes non-responsive. This long-winded paragraph just basically says they're zombies. Let me just cut to the chase here. The infected will attack anyone not infected. Okay. And is the virus airborne? It is not, or at least we don't think it is, and we should be immune. But then he's saying that everyone else was supposed to be immune too. Okay, yes, I do understand combat. Thank you. So when she was just around the corner, anyone in cover will be obviously out of your line of sight, so be prepared for some surprises as you move through the area. There she is. I actually thought she was over here. And it immediately goes to a turn-based combat a la XCOM. The comparisons to XCOM are frequent in terms of the combat. And just like XCOM, you're going to see down in the bottom here, we have an action point bar, and every action that we do, whether that's moving, you can see how many action points that's going to take, or that's shooting, we'll get to that in just a second. Let's have you, if I move over here, just like XCOM, you kind of have to plan how much you move versus how much you're going to have left over to make a shot. So if I move you here, and you turn that way, do you still have enough action points? And not unlike a Fallout series, we can kind of target specific body parts, torso, head, arms, and legs. So as these are zombies and they're primarily melee characters, let's keep targeting the legs. And we completely miss because we're not very good at guns yet because we're level 1. And we are out of action points. So I'm just going to go down here and end this guy's turn and leave him up there. And the enemy gets a turn. This is so XCOM combat. Oh, kick to the face. Oh, and another one. Oh, dear. Dr. Kitty is not doing well. All of the turns are based on your stats, so unfortunately I can't click between these characters. Like, I don't really want to... I would love to have this guy go right now, but we're stuck with this one because she's next in line for a turn. So let's just move her to a slightly better position. Friendly fire is absolutely a thing. Again, not unlike the early Fallout games. So you can shoot your own party members, so make sure you've got a clean shot. Let's just go for some torso shots here. There we go. Nice shot. Nice shot. Oh, another nice shot. And we're out of action points. So end her turn. And it's your turn. And again, I want to get a clean line of shot so I don't injure other party members. And we'll take some pot shots at you. Considering this is our first tutorial enemy, she should go down fairly easily. And another one. Yeah, there we go. And she's dead. Yes, Dr. Masters was a gifted person, and now she's a dead zombie oozing green blood. Nothing to be done, indeed. Okay, so there's character creation, the initial areas, and the first taste of combat. Let's call it apart from here. We will pick this up again next time and go through more of the Dauntless mission. I am a big fan of this game, and I want to show this off to people because I want you guys to play it. If you are any fan of any kind of RPG, Baldur's Gate, XCOM, even the early Fallout stuff, this is absolutely the game for you, and we'll cover more of those reasons as we get into them. Until then, we'll call it apart for now. I'm Dave. Thank you, as always, for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time.